In the world of anime, fathers can often be portrayed as absent, whether it is due to having dramatically sacrificed themselves so that the protagonist can begin their journey, or being away on a long and difficult journey to get some milk. Some anime fathers can also be antagonistic towards their children. These fathers treat their offspring as obstacles in their path towards a grand and selfish goal, or as tools to achieve said goal. It is rare to see a father in anime, especially in the shonen genre, who is actively involved in his child's life and puts effort into being a good father. It's easy to be critical of a bad father when they are an absent figure within the story, or if they are an antagonistic force within the story. However, it can be difficult to criticize a character's ability to be a good father when they are the protagonist. And not just any protagonist, but one of the most iconic characters in the history of anime. Today, I want to answer a burning question that has affected the Dragon Ball community for decades. Is Goku a bad father? While Grandpa Gohan's tutelage framed most of Goku's morality, there is something else that defines Goku's character. Goku's personality is defined by his Saiyan nature just as much as Grandpa Gohan's nurture. His desire for battle has caused Goku to make decisions that have consistently put his family into danger. Goku has this persistent habit of letting his villains live and continue to be a threat to his world and his family. Let's look at his decision to stop Krillin from offing Vegeta. Goku directly states that he doesn't believe Vegeta will turn out good like Piccolo did, and that he knows Vegeta will return to threaten the world and his family again once he heals. He didn't save Vegeta out of the goodness of his own heart or to uphold any moral standard. The only reason that Goku forced Krillin to spare Vegeta was because he had fun fighting him. Goku decided that his enjoyment of battle was worth endangering his planet and endangering his son. Nobody knew in that moment that Vegeta was capable of turning good, even Vegeta himself. So Goku made the active and selfish decision to let the biggest threat that the planet has ever seen escape just so he could have a fun fight later on. Even after seeing all of the pain and trauma that Vegeta and Nappa put Gohan through, Goku still put his enjoyment of battle over the well-being of his family. There were other instances in which Goku tried to spare a villain who posed a threat to his family, such as Frieza, Raditz, Captain Ginyu, Buu, and Frieza again. I would say that in these instances, these decisions were made out of genuine mercy and kindness. Even though these decisions came from a good place, they still actively brought harm to his family, especially to Gohan. Goku let go of Raditz's tail and Raditz almost endgames Gohan. Goku lets Frieza live and Frieza returns to Earth trying to eliminate everyone, including Gohan. Goku lets Ginyu live and Ginyu returns to wail on Gohan even though Gohan ends up beating him. Goku lets Fat Buu live and it eventually leads to Super Buu eating Gohan and forcing him into an eldritch bubblegum nightmare. And the worst offense Goku has ever done to Gohan, in my opinion, was giving Cell a senzu bean so that he can more effectively clobber his own son based on a hunch. Don't get me wrong, I completely understand that Gohan's rage was their only chance at defeating Cell and that Goku's hunch was correct. Goku has faith and pride in Gohan as any good parent should. However, any good parent should also take every and all precaution to safeguard their child from harm. Goku willingly and gladly put Gohan in harm's way. He threw Gohan into the very deepest end of the pool without any consideration that he could have drowned before he could learn how to swim. He even made sure that Gohan received just the right amount of pain and torment to inflict the most trauma, so he gave Cell the senzu bean for a good measure. Gohan's rage could have been unlocked in so many other ways. I mean, if Goku had that much faith in Gohan, he could have sacrificed himself against Cell to produce that rage in Gohan. Similar to how Krillin's death resulted in Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time. He did not need to add to Gohan's pre-existing therapy bills by forcing him into immense danger and pain. This takes me to the biggest flaw Goku has as a father. He makes decisions based on what he thinks is the best option without taking into consideration the feelings of others and especially not his sons. He never once asked Gohan what he wanted. He didn't take the time to listen to his son about his desires and always acted on his own instinct. Maybe Gohan would have enjoyed spending a year mentally recuperating with his father after experiencing the horrors of Namek. Maybe Gohan would have enjoyed 7 years of bonding with his father after the agony he was forced to endure from Cell. Maybe if Goku paid attention to his son's wants and needs, he wouldn't have stayed in Otherworld, forcing Gohan to be the next defender of the Earth, forcing him to do something he has repeatedly expressed he does not want to do: fighting. Gohan has repeatedly told us that he would rather be a scholar and that he hates fighting. This makes a lot of sense because he has been in mortal danger since the age of 5, so of course he would have an aversion to fighting. Like any good father should, Goku loves his son and is extremely proud of his potential and strength. However, it can be difficult for him to see past Gohan as a fighter and listen to what Gohan wants in life. A good father would have listened to his son and respected his wishes. Instead, Goku saw Gohan's power and forced a responsibility onto him as Earth's defender without his consent or input. Imagine if for your entire life you've been telling your father that your dream was to become a chef and your father just wants you to become a baseball player because of how far you can throw a ball. Instead of thinking as a father, Goku was thinking as a fighter. This is why he left Gohan and Chi-Chi home alone after Namek. This is why he left them alone with a newborn Goten right after the Cell games. This is why he consistently leaves to train with Beerus, King Kai, or Vegeta. When he is faced with the option to train or to see his family again, he always chooses the training. It's easy to dismiss this behavior as Goku not caring about his family, but you have to consider the position that he's in. If Goku doesn't continuously train, if he doesn't get stronger than the previous strongest threat, then the next threat will surely defeat him and harm his family. Fighting is Goku's love language. The way he expresses his love for his children is by getting strong enough to protect them from threats and to teach them to defend themselves from threats. The fact that Goku enjoys battles doesn't detract from his fatherly desire to save his family. I know that I've spent most of this video bashing on Goku's parenting skills, but he has shown that he is capable of being a good father. You can really see the love and pride that he has for Gohan during their interactions in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. This was when Goku was at his best as a father. He showed care, compassion, and love for Gohan as they bonded over their training. The father-son Kamehameha is one of Gohan's most iconic moments, and it resulted from the love and confidence that Goku gave his son in order to defeat Cell. We also saw this again during the Buu saga when Goku was training Gohan to achieve his ultimate form. Gohan felt so much connection with his father that he wanted to wear his gi as opposed to wearing Piccolo's outfit like in the Cell games. These precious moments show how much Goku loves Gohan and how much he values the time that he spends with his son. Unfortunately, fighting and training seem to be Goku's only avenue of parenting. This creates a complicated parenting dynamic for Goku and his sons. Chi-Chi is the only one who cares for their education, their food, their housing, and their day-to-day activities. We rarely see Goku as a father outside of the context of training his children or fighting to protect them. Let me ask you this question. If your father only wants to spend time with you under the context of his favorite activity, does that really make him a good father? In my personal opinion, Goku is a good person but a flawed father. He demonstrates positive parenting values such as having faith in his children, being kind to them, and protecting them from harm. However, he has endangered them on more than one occasion and neglects the little things in their lives such as spending time with them and engaging in their interests and their hobbies. I mean, even Vegeta takes his own son out to the amusement park once in a while. I don't think that Goku is willingly a bad father, and I don't think that he is capable of being more than what he is, which is Earth's greatest defender. To call Goku a bad father would be ignoring all of the effort he's put into defending his family, and from all that I've shown here, it's really hard to call him a great father either. I think like many fathers out there, Goku is someone who is trying his best to raise his children the only way he knows how, but unfortunately he doesn't have enough know-how to be a better father, hence his repeated failings as a parent. Goku is not the best father, but he is far from being the worst father in the story of Dragon Ball. That title belongs to a different Saiyan. The worst father in Dragon Ball is not Goku, it's Paragus. The biggest accomplishment that Paragus made within the story of Dragon Ball was using his son Broly as an attack dog to exact his revenge against King Vegeta. He fed Broly nothing but bug protein and hatred for his entire life. Initially, it did seem like Paragus cared for his son. He went to great lengths to find Broly and made the difficult decision to end the other Saiyan who accompanied them so that he and Broly would have enough food to survive. However, we learned that any fatherly affection that Paragus had for Broly was quickly consumed by his hatred for King Vegeta. Broly stopped being a son to Paragus and became his living weapon. And if you thought this treatment of Broly was bad, it gets a lot worse. You see, Paragus only wanted Broly to train and to get stronger, so he saw anything else in Broly's life as a distraction. So when Broly made his first and only friend on their isolated planet, a large creature named Ba, Paragus decided that he wasn't a bad enough father and tried to fire on the creature. Since Paragus was as bad of a shot as he was a father, he missed and only took off Ba's ear, but this accomplished the job and made the creature distrust Broly. Broly still cares so much about Ba that he even wears his severed ear around his waist so that they can be together forever. Paragus even puts a shock collar around his own son, further emphasizing how he treats him more as an attack dog than a true son. And before anyone mentions in the comments that the collar was there to keep Broly from destroying everything, I want to refer back to that diet of protein and hatred that Broly was on for his entire life. If Paragus was truly a good father, he would have spent those years helping Broly with his anger and teaching him self-control rather than turning him into a rage machine to fulfill his revenge fantasy. We also know for a fact that Broly is able to control his anger because after he meets Goku, he's able to keep the rage in check without the shock collar. The DBZ movie version of Paragus isn't any better than his super counterpart. The original Paragus didn't just treat Broly as a weapon and controlled him with a device that hurt him, but he actively abandoned his son when the comet was approaching the planet. He did show some remorse for abandoning his son who was rampaging, but that doesn't negate the fact that he essentially turned Broly into this monster in the first place by nurturing his hate. Both versions of Paragus showed very little love towards their child, actively removed any form of support from their child, and consistently put their child in harm's way for the sake of revenge. Broly would have honestly been better off stranded on the planet Vampa by himself, and this is the one time I actively cheered when Frieza used his death beam on someone. We can debate Goku's questionable parenting skills all we want, but let's agree that Paragus belongs on the high council of horrible anime fathers. Thank you all so much for watching the video all the way to the end. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on Goku, Paragus, and fatherhood in Dragon Ball as a whole. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time with more lukewarm takes.